everyone should own 0.01 Bitcoin. Everyone. Personal finances are personal. Everyone watching this is in a different situation. Everyone should own at least 0.01 Bitcoin. The most helpful thing to get dialed in when you're just searching YouTube for personal finance information and crypto information is to recognize that Bitcoin is fully different than everything else, okay? Just fully different from everything else. So let's just hit some basics. Why is Bitcoin different than stocks? Bitcoin is different than stocks because it doesn't have a public founder that can issue more shares and dilute the shares, and it doesn't have earnings that it needs to hit every quarter for people to value it, okay? Why is it different than other crypto? Same thing. There's no public founder and there's no complicated mechanism for what the supply should be. It just is set. The Bitcoin supply is set at 21 million, okay? Bitcoin supply is set at 21 million, which makes it fully different from anything else in the world. Why is it different from United States dollars? Different from United States dollars because it doesn't have a public founder and it doesn't have a board of Fed governors that can issue more shares and dilute dollar holders. That's why. So it's fully different. So when you own 0.01, you have to get over your unit bias. Again, if this is what happens. I've talked to thousands of people across the internet on probably, I've talked to thousands of people over the internet and in person about Bitcoin. Everyone from people that have their very first day, hardcore skeptics, all the way up to like OGs that have been involved for a long time, okay? The unit bias kills a lot of people. Like so many people, we run into the people that are like, oh, back when Elon was on Saturday Night Live, I threw some money at Doge and then I either lost money or made money on. Sweet, terrific. That's all. I'm super glad and super happy for you, or I'm bummed for you about that. Separate, completely separate. Like when I bring up Bitcoin, completely kick that out of your brain, okay? The whole Doge, Saturday Night Live, throwing money at this, throwing money at that. That's the problem with crypto videos on YouTube. The problem with crypto videos on YouTube is the majority of them are made by people that are trading for income. So they're like creating their income from trading, or it's just news. Like it's just news about the ticker symbols for the people that are trading, okay? Again, when I bring up 0.01 Bitcoin, kick all of that stuff out of your brain. I don't care what ticker symbols you're buying on Robinhood. I don't care what other personal finance videos you're watching. I don't care what other crypto videos you're watching. And if you're doing all that stuff, again, great and terrific. I'm literally making no value judgment on that other than saying it's fully separate. Bitcoin is fully separate, okay? So 0.01, or again, if you want to, so Bitcoin also has another unit called sats, Satoshis, sats. Bitcoin goes to the 8th decimal place. And so 1 unit at the very 8th decimal place is 1 sat. So if you want to say everyone should have 1,000,000 sats, you can phrase it like that too. I ping pong back and forth. I've gone back to where I actually think the decimals are just straight up easier. So 0.01, but again, either way, if whichever way your brain works, 0.01. And the reason for that is because it's a fiat amount that you can wrap your head around. And yeah, it's a sizable amount, but it's not life-changing, okay? And because then what it does is it helps you understand that Bitcoin is another way of doing money. It's another way of doing money, and in my opinion, it's a better way of doing money. Consensus around the entire world is building that it is a better way of doing money, which is why countries are stacking Bitcoin, companies are stacking Bitcoin, large high net worth individuals are stacking Bitcoin, But again, you might just be like, the other type of YouTube video is just where a lot of Bitcoin news is thrown at you, like a lot of hype price Bitcoin news is thrown at you, or even CNBC. Like, oh, the ETFs are doing this, the inflows are doing that. Again, sweet, but it actually doesn't matter. Like what matters is what percent of your personal finances, like how your stored labor. Money is supposed to be a measure of your stored labor and to communicate value for things so that I can do my job and so that I can buy this fence. That's what money is a technology for, okay? Fiat money sucks at doing that. Fiat money is broken at doing that. Technology has created a better way of doing that, Bitcoin. Is it still clunky and is it still confusing? And are you trying to dive through videos to learn it? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But every other person that has learned about Bitcoin has figured it out too. And it's just the same as any other technology. Like you learn how to use the new one. You learn how to use the new iPhone. You learn how to use the new robot vacuum. You learn how to use the new TV. So learn how to use the new money. Your friends give you new apps to download all the time. So honestly, as a side note on that, delete old apps. Like, your phone is probably cluttered with shit that you don't use. Delete that. Like, delete those out of your life. Like, get rid of your digital clutter so that you can create new mental space for learning about something that'll actually change your life, which is Bitcoin, or actually help your life, which is Bitcoin. So, point 01, if you only hold dollars, if dollars is the only currency you hold, you have to start holding Bitcoin also. Not saying go all in, not saying change the way you pay your bills, not saying do anything. Switch a little bit of the currency that you hold to Bitcoin. That's it. That's it. And that's why you have to keep it mentally separate from other crypto and from other stocks. And I'm not making a value judgment based on that. I'm saying that it's a bucketing Bitcoin in with the currencies in your life will help you stack more of it, and it'll help you think of it as a fully separate bucket. And then just start with 0.01. Start with 0.01 and practice holding both currencies. I primarily talk to the United States audience because that's what I know the most. Other countries have already dealt with this, a strong currency and a weak currency, so they're used to holding two currencies. In America, we think our currency is awesome, and it's frustratingly not, and we're learning that more and more every day. So what have we done as the antidote to that? We buy stocks, we buy houses, we buy precious metals. Like, you're constantly investing to keep up with the dollar losing value. Bitcoin is bringing back the word savings. So now it's more helpful to just think in a dual currency world and be like, what percent of your stored dollars can you hold in a better currency, Bitcoin, instead?